Hello my fellow crafters and welcome back to Inspiration for Cards. My name is David and today I'm going to be working with the stunning new release, Time to Travel. I'm gonna film this and also make a blog about this page that I'm going to be making for the Elizabeth Craft Designs page. So that is fun. So you will find it there as well. As usual, I will link all the products I'm using below in the description box. But now without any further ado, let's look into this fabulous new collection. I'm not going to show the whole collection. I'm just going to show what I'll be working with, but that's already very nice. So let's dive in. So as I said, I'm going to be working with the new collection of Elizabeth Craft Designs designed by Esther Glas. And I'm going to be working with the new rope border, which is a fantastic die set. Very versatile. You can do a lot with it. And I'll be showing you some fun things with it. Also, I'm going to be using this stamp set from the Time to Travel collection. It's called Time to Travel. So that's all nice and fun sentiments you can use. So I'll be using that. Of course, I'll be using this new book, which is, I've got the other books. Let me show you. This is Reminiscence book 2, which is nearly done. And this is Reminiscence book 3, which is also a stunning paper, which was a Christmassy themed, but also there's a lot of paper in there you can use the rest of the year, so you don't have to use it only with Christmas. But this new book, Reminiscence the book 4, I am in love with it. I absolutely adore it. This is one that I have, but I will stock up on this because this will sell out so quickly. It's my color. It's blues, it's turquoises, it's everything I love is in this book. So today I'm going to be using paper from this book, but not blue. Can you believe it? But yeah, it makes sense when you see what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this to the side. Don't need that for now. So I've already prepared some bits. We're going to make half of week 9 actually, because I'm going to do another video on the other page of week 9. Because that is my 1,000 subscribers video. Now, having said that, and speaking about 1,000 subscribers, thank you all for subscribing if you missed the one where I did the draw. And I'm going to do another giveaway when I reach 1,500. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, because I will give away a fantastic die set from Elizabeth Craft Designs again. So 1,500 when I reach that. So subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Right, let's continue. Let's dive in and make this beautiful page. So I've prepared already quite a lot of things because you don't want to see me die cut everything out. So what I've done, I've cut out some bits and bobs. And this is using the base page from that set that I just showed you. That's this one. And in there you have the base page with the rope attached to it. You've got another fun element, which I'm not using today, but I've used that before. You've got a sentiment, you've got a hole reinforcer, which I will use in this video. And what I've done, which was quite fun, and it quite hurt it to, when I started cutting in the book, but yeah, once you do it, it's fine. In the book, you have this page, and you've got these things down here, which turns into a pocket. If you fold the sides, it turns into a pocket, and this piece fits in there perfectly. So I've cut these out of the book, out of the thicker paper. I've also cut out one of these, and I've cut out all these fun labels. So I'm going to use those to decorate my page, and that's what you see laying here, all of that. So first things first, I'm going to start and edge the page, because I think edging a page really gives it a nice older and vintage look. And I'm also distressing this side with the rope, even though I'm going to cover it up. I'll explain that in a minute. But what I'm going to do is I've cut out this piece of the rope, fussy cut around that. So I've got an extra part, because I made some pages for the launch of this collection for Els and Esther to use during the launch. And one of these pages was the technique I'm doing now. And I got a lot of questions from people. How did you do that? How did you do that? So that's why I'm doing that today. So that's that. That's nice and etched. I will do the same with this. I just like it when the elements on my page are a bit etched and grungy looking. And that's why I'm doing that. This is, I'm doing that with Frayed Burlap in this case. You can also use Vintage Photo, but I think with the blue tones on this Vintage Photo is a bit too red. And I'm using Frayed Burlap, which is also a stunning color. I love using Frayed Burlap also in the oxides, because if you wet Frayed Burlap, it wicks out into this beautiful greenish, bluish, almost oxidized color, which is fun. I'm also doing the back, even though I'm not doing anything at the moment with that. But I want to maybe write some journaling, etc. on the back. So that's everything. No, not everything actually, because I also want to do these little elements that are going on the page. And also it's nice when you etch these things, because here you see I haven't really fussy cut that perfectly. And when you etch it, you don't see that anymore, which is why I do it fairly. Look, perfect. Nobody sees I didn't cut that neatly. Okay, now it's time for this part, and I will get to work on that. This is already a stunning page, and you can definitely use it as is, but I want to give this more of a ropey look. So I'm going to take a piece of release sheet from the clear double-sided adhesive. Don't throw that away. You can use it to make stencils. You can use it to ink on. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put that on there. And then I've got two little of the ink cubes here. I've got gathered twigs and I've got brushed corduroy. And as I said, I want to give this a bit of a rope look. So what I'm doing, this is a piece of mixed media paper and it's very smooth. And I want this to be a bit rougher. So I'm just going to take my sanding block and go over that. Just very lightly. I don't want it to be really distressed, but I just want it to have some kind of structure, and you will see that the ink grabs onto that just a bit more than when it is completely smooth, and that's the point. That's what I want. So that's done. Then I'm going to start with the lightest color, which is brushed corduroy. And I'm just going to start at the top, hold on to it, and rub over that. There we go. And it doesn't have to be perfect. But you see the structure from sanding it a bit, make sure the ink grabs onto certain areas. Now, just quickly gonna dry this, because I don't want these colors to blend, but I want the colors to layer. And that's always a good trick to know. When the ink is wet, it blends. When it's dry, it layers. And then I'm gonna take the darker color, which is gathered twigs, and do the same. Start at one side and just in one flow go over that. You see it gives it a bit of depth, the use of different colors. That's going to look stunning on that page. Now this is already fun. Look, if you put this on, this already looks like a robe, right? It already looks different. It lines up if you put it the right way around. There you go. But I'm going to do a bit more to it because it has a bit of a nautical feel. Now, the theme, the photo I'm going to use has nothing to do with nautical. Well, we were on a boat, so that's why I thought, let's use it. But also because it's just fun. And I like to have fun. That's what crafting is all about, right? Having fun. Okay, so this is dry. Now I'm going to take, I'm using the Distress Embossing Dauber. Now, if you don't have that, don't panic. You can also use your normal embossing ink that you have, the Versamark or whatever brand you use, and take an ink pad, a foam pad, dip it in, and then use it. But saves me one step, so that's why I'm using this dauber. And I'm gonna just lightly dab on there, not covering it all, but just, lightly tapping on there, putting some ink on different places. So I'm not going to cover it all because then I just could have used my Versamark and wiped it over there. Now that's done. I'm going to put that on my piece of scrap paper and I'm just going to put on some of the Salvaged Patina. Tap that off. And the fun thing about these distress embossing powders is that they are transparent. So that will give a very nice effect in a second. You will see what I mean. And then I'm going to use, what is this? Rusty Hinge. And I'm going to put that on the rest. And this will sort of mix with the Salvaged Patina at some places. And you will have some bold spots because I did not cover it all with the embossing powder. So now this is the exact technique that I used when I made the sample for else. So, okay, next I'm going to take my tweezers because I don't want to burn my fingers, which is a good idea when you heat emboss. Don't burn your fingers. Just going to pick this up and I'm going to take my embossing tool and melt this powder. Now have a good look because it's going to be magic. For you, it's going to be 1 second and I'll be back. I'm going to melt this off camera, but you can see the difference. If you look at it now and when I'm back, it's going to have a completely different look. Okay, this is all melted now and look at the difference that gives. Because of the shine of the embossing powder, it gives it a wet look. So it looks like the rope is wet, but also it gives it yeah, how do you call that? I don't know what to call that in English. Like the greens that grow on ropes when they were in the water. It gives that illusion. You see the mix of color. But yeah, because the transparency of these embossing glazes, that's what's doing the trick. So, okay, that's going to go right on here. The other way around. Yep, that's it. So I'm going to take my glue. And I'm going to put some glue on the back here. And I'm using my art glitter glue for this. It's my favorite glue and it's clear and it dries clear and matte. So when it's dry, you don't see it if I spill some out, which I will because with all these little holes, I'm pretty sure it will pop out. Okay, and then I'm just going to line this up. And that's also the benefit of using liquid glue. It gives you some wiggle time to really get it on the page. But again, it lines up very easily because it's cut with the same die. And this edge, it looks very detailed, but it's not actually. It lines up very easily. So there we have our base page already done. It's fun, isn't it? And this rope this way, I think it looks stunning. Right. Next, I'm going to take my tape. This is I don't know how many millimeters this one is. But it's not the smallest one. It's the 3 mil. That's the smallest one. And I think this is 0.5. And I'm going to put this on the back of this pocket. And I just thought that was so much fun using that pocket from the book. It's a beautiful color. It matches the whole color scheme. And that's also the fun of using a book like this because it does provide you with the color scheme. It matches, it fits together. So, okay, this is gonna go right here. And then this can fit. Look, fantastic. So what I will do, I've cut the hole reinforcers out with the adhesive backing. So I'm gonna put that on this tag, sort of measuring out what's the middle. So let me do that here so you guys can see what I'm doing. And there we go. Lining it up at the top. Doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle, but I do want it to be sort of in the middle. Go, and then I will line this one up here. Sorry, I was off frame. There we go. Now, what I'm going to do, you don't need to, but I like it. So I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile. So I'm going to use my Crop-A-Dile and I'm going to use a black eyelet, black shiny one. But first, I need to cut this hole. And I'm gonna line this up right here so I can see what I'm doing. Cut the hole. Then I'm gonna put in the hole reinforcer, or the eyelet, I should say, and attach that. There we go. I just like the effect of doing it like that. It's nice and shiny, and it's also a bit more firm. Next, I'm gonna take a piece of rope. Yay, rope. Because we're making a rope page. That's what I thought was fun to put on there. And I'm gonna fold this twice. So I have double the size. And I'm gonna put that through. Like so. And pull through. Go. So that's nicely on there. I'm just going to trim off this. There. And this fits in here perfectly now. And it has this fun little rope on top, which I like. Good. So we're getting places. We're coming closer. Now I need to put on some hole reinforcers, and I will get some black ones. I will put some smaller ones over here. I'm going to use these ones for that. The tiny ones. I like my hole reinforcements in black. Don't always do it, but I do like it. I also like it when I use the paper. It's also a very good way to use up scraps of paper. Just put some adhesive on the back, and you can use your scrap pieces of paper to make the hole reinforcers. So don't throw that away. You can use anything. But in this case, I just like that pop of black on my page. Now this little tag topper, it's actually in the die set. It's this one. Now you get one, but you can also use them as hole reinforcers. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put 3 here. You just have to cut it out more than once, obviously. So I'm just going to peel this off, line this up, line it up with the hole, and square lines up with the side. Turn it around, because obviously we need that on this side as well. This side is also going to be a beautiful page. So there we go. Hole reinforcements are on there. And look, this page is coming together quite nicely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my picture and put that on there. This was a fun day. This was with Esther and Kobe. We were at Doeding. You can see Marloes here. She's just peeking around the corner. And we went shopping there, which is never a good thing because you always spend too much money. But yeah, we had a fun day. And then we went on a boat and we went to the place where Els used to live and had nice lunch there in a hotel. So we really had a fun day. Hence, I'm making this in my tag. There we go. So it's going in here. Next, I'm going to just line up what I want where. I think I want this one up here, like this, and then like this, because I've also got my 9 from week 9 cut out of black with adhesive on the back. That's going to go right here. So that's going to be a nice bit of a collagey bit. And then this one can go, this little tag thingy can go behind here, just to dress this up a bit. Yeah, so let's do that. Let's glue this down. I'm just using my art glitter glue again for that. Just going to take this one out for a minute. And as I said, these come from the book. So I've used the book, cut out the pieces from that I just think it looks like fun using these elements as well. And that's what I really love about this book. You have beautiful background papers, but all these loose elements that you can use to build your pages, the ephemera. There we go. That's that. And then my week 9 can go on there. All the bits out of there. Yeah. Line it up at the top of the page and press it down. Now, again, adhesive on the back, so that makes it simple and fun. Put this one back in. Okay, next I'm going to take this piece. They see this page is coming together really quickly and nicely. At least I think it's nice. And if you're still with me and still watching, you think it's nice as well. So that's good. Now on here, I'm going to do some stamping. And the first one is the date. I'm going to put this on the 5th of March, because that's when it was. And I'm just going to take a scrap piece of paper to check the date, because that wouldn't be the first time that I had it wrong. But in this case, I've got it right. I love this vintage style office stamp thing. Now I want this at the bottom. So I'm going to line this up and press. There we go. Because above that, I want to use one of these stamps. So I've got my VersaFine black. I've got my little stamping mat that I will put this on. I've got my acrylic block, so I'm ready to go. Now, I wanted to use this one, Go, See, and Do. I thought it was appropriate because we went, we saw, we bought. Okay, that's not a stamp. We bought, and we're going to do, because we're using a lot of stuff that we bought there. So, Go, See, Do. That's going to be on this one. Pick that up on my block. And as we said, as I said before, this is a fantastic set for when you go on holiday or you want to make a travel journal, but also you can use them for other trips and other things you do. Right. Sorry for my head in a way. I just wanted to line it up correctly and stamp. There. Fun, right? And then I want another stamp to go up here. And I think this one, the Travel Buddies, sums it up quite nicely. So I'm going to put this one right here where it says Travel Buddies. I'll pick that up on my acrylic block, put it in the ink, make sure it's inked up well. And sorry for my head again. Line that up and press it down. Now that eyelet is a bit in the way, so make sure you give enough pressure if you do this. I think it'll be fine. Yeah, there we go. Travel Buddies. And these stamps stamp so nice. This was the first time I'm using this. And they stamp perfectly. And I think that's quite enough because there's already a lot of ephemera on there. And I want this to be, of course, as well the focal point. So the final bit on, which is this one. And I will also put the date stamp right here. Yeah. This looks fun. So here is my page for week 9. The first page for week 9. I think this is too long. It has to go. It's bugging me. Just trim it up. That's better. So here is my page for week 9. So I'll get my planner out. Week 8 I haven't done yet. I'm a bit behind, but week 8 will be a special one. So I will do that later on. So this is going to be week 9. fits in the planner perfectly. I think this is very pretty with the rope on. Yeah, I really like how this came together. So if you like this as well, please consider to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. By giving it a thumbs up, it will help the algorithm from YouTube. Don't ask me how it works, but it will give that a boost so more people will see my video. So give it a thumbs up. Comment if you want to. I always reply. And yeah, as I said, please subscribe and you join in the draw for the 1,500 subscribers. Thank you for watching this one, and I would really love to see you for the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.